Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Shop My Stash video. I'm gonna go ahead and go through all the products that are in here from last time around. I'll tell you my thoughts about everything, pull stuff out, and then we'll go ahead and shop my stash for new items to use, and I'll do swatches at the end of the video. If you like Shop My Stash videos or if you enjoy this one while you're watching it, please make sure to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel before you leave. I would really love to have you here with me. And now let's go ahead and get into my stash from last time around. I think I've used everything that's in here at least once, sometimes even more. I have some thoughts and we're gonna go through it all. We'll go ahead and get started with face primers. I had two in here. I had the Smashbox, the Mindful 5. I absolutely love this guy and I just, my skin really enjoys it. I decided to go ahead and put it in a project pan. So this is going to stay on my vanity on my table. I'm going to try and use it this year because I really love it. They discontinued it and I don't want this one to go bad before I use it up. So there's the first primer. The second primer that I had in here was actually a primer sheet and I totally forgot about it. It's kind of like tucked in some other stuff and I absolutely forgot about it. So this one, I do want to use it. I just want to use it up. I don't want to hold on to sheets like this. So this is something that I'm going to go ahead and stick back in here. For an illuminator, an all over face illuminator, I had the Kosas Glow IV Vitamin Infused Skin Enhancer, and this is in the shade Illuminate Sheer Light Medium Champagne. I do like this one to apply all over my face before going in with foundation, or not necessarily all over. Like I don't apply it in the center of my face, but I like it under my foundation. I haven't used it on top of foundations actually, so I'm not so sure how that would go. It is definitely illuminating, but I do like that look personally. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this baby out. Let's talk about foundations. I had three in here. Here are my three. And I loved all three of them. Surprise, surprise. The Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream number 23. I honestly thought that this was going to be too gray on my skin, but this blends beautifully into my skin. It looks perfect. Like it matches my skin tone so well. I am at the lightest currently, but this guy, man, it took me years and years and years to actually try it. But I'm glad that I finally gave it a shot, and I do really enjoy it. It's pretty affordable. I think I got this one from Amazon for sale for almost like $8. Really nice product. And it does have SPF in it, SPF 42. What better could I ask for? What's the expiration date? Not until the end of September 2026. I have good amount of time to use it. The Chanel Le Beige Eau de Teint Water Fresh Tint Foundation. It's I wouldn't call it a foundation. I would call it a very light skin tint. This is the thing that I would reach for on days where I know I'm gonna be going out of the house and I just like I don't have time. I don't have time for makeup or anything like that. I can apply this all over my skin and it just like evens out my skin tone. It doesn't do a whole lot of coverage, but my skin really likes it. It just feels really nice and hydrating on my skin. It just gives a slight bit of cover, kind of make me look kind of alive, a little bit normal. And this is a product that I also decided to go ahead and put it in a project pan. I do want to finish it this year. It's a little bit older in my collection compared to some other foundations. And it's so easy to use. So this also will stay right next to this guy on my vanity. Yeah. And then the last one I had was the Clinique Even Better Serum Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 25. I have this guy in the shade CN28 Ivory. When I first applied it, I was like, oh my God, this is so light. How am I going to make this work? But within like 20, 30 minutes, it kind of oxidizes a little bit, but in a good way. It ends up actually matching my skin tone. Has it had the highest coverage out of all three that I had in here, but still not anything more than like a medium coverage out of this guy. I actually was pleasantly surprised. This is the first Clinique foundation that I tried that I'm like, okay, I can get along with this product. I can get along with the shade. I can get along with how it looks on my skin. It's not too cakey or anything like that. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised and happy with this one. Coming out. Only a few things are gonna stay in here for next time around, just like an FYI. Let's go ahead and talk about setting sprays. I believe these were the two that I pulled in last time. I really hope that's the case. I had the NYX Bear with me and the Milani Fruit Fetish Make It Last. I enjoy both of them. I've made a significant dent into the Milani. It was a brand new one. I started playing with it. And then the NYX, I like it as a primer water, or when I like apply my powders, I'll go in with this guy to kind of like melt everything together, and then I finish my makeup application with the Milani. The Milani spritzer is a little bit aggressive. It can get very like the skin get very wet very quickly. Just gotta like move it a little bit further away from my face and not spray as much as I would normally spray in a setting spray. Both are good. Both are in a project. I'm gonna try and finish both of these this year. I know this is gonna be going in like a month probably. The next is gonna take me a little bit longer because I don't know, it's a bigger bottle for sure. Double the size? Yeah, a little bit more than double. Anyway, these are going to be staying on my vanity. Actually, I think maybe I'll just keep the Milani and then I'll shop my stash for another one for the next couple weeks. So I'll put this one back in the stash, even though it's in a project. It'll have its time. Okay, I totally skipped over powders. For powders, I had, I know I probably put this guy in a little bit later, but this is one product that I really want to focus on and use up this year. This is the Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder, and this is in the shade 2. I love this as a finishing powder, and yeah, I have a nice dip in here, really nice pan. I've used the crap out of this guy. I have one that's brand new almost. I just want to show you the differences. So this is the shade 1, and then this is the shade 2. I prefer the shade 2 for my skin tone. I feel like it blends everything better together at the end of my makeup application. Shade 1, it's a little bit on the lighter side. I still like them both, but I need to finish this guy. Like, look, look how close. Like, what? All right. It's gonna come out of here. I'll probably end up putting it back in at some point, but for now, we're just gonna pick a different finishing powder this time around. Let's talk about loose powders. I had two loose powders in here. I had the Givenchy Prism Libre, and this is in the shade 3, Voile Rosé. Beautiful powder. This is the original. I'm gonna pull it out. Last time I put in the Can Make Tokyo Silky Loose Moist Powder, and this is in the shade 02. I put it in because of all the hype about ube powder and, you know, these type of colored powders. Okay, with this one, I have to be very, very careful, or it would look really purple really quick on my skin. To be honest, I think this is one that I am going to go ahead and let go of. It just does not suit my skin tone, and I have some pink powders that I prefer. I have another one that's kind of like a little bit deeper than this, but also a little bit pinky that I prefer over this one. I'm gonna ask my friend if she's interested in trying, considering now the ube powder, that purpley lilac powder is everywhere. Um, I'll pass it on to her. Otherwise, I'm just gonna declutter this guy. All right, and then I have two pressed powders. I thought I cleaned my hand, but I did not. I had the Kosas. This is the Cloud Set, and this is in the shade Feathery. I do like this one, kind of like remove the shine of my face. It doesn't alter the color of my makeup. It ends up being somewhat like translucent applied on the skin. It's good formula. Enjoy it. I'm gonna pull it out. And I have the Can Make Marshmallow Finish Powder, and this is in the shade A Bloom 02. I love this. I absolutely love this powder for touch-ups to kind of like take away the shine. Couple of years. What? I don't wear my makeup for years. A couple hours into the day, like the shine will start peeking through around my nose and my forehead. This guy just does such a good job of not necessarily mattifying, but getting rid of that shine and adding a little bit of brightness. I love it. I have been using, you can see like nasty. I need to toss this out and just get a couple more and use them in here. But yeah, I love this thing. It lived in my purse for a little while and yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that I actually picked it up when I was in Japan. I wasn't very sure about this guy. It's coming out. I think we'll go ahead and move on to face palettes. I have some cream products, but I'll talk about them as I talk about the other stuff. Oh, wait, we totally forgot concealer. My brain is not screwed on today. I had two, I think I had three. I think I also had pulled in this one from Iris and Romeo, Best Skin Days Treatment Concealer. This thing is so pretty on my skin. I really, really love it. It's getting close. I'm gonna have to take out the stopper soon. But yeah, I really enjoyed this product and I want to finish it this year. It's gonna remain over here. These two from Say, I had the Slip Tint Concealer and I had it in the shade 6. Really pretty formula. Very like a, I don't want to say like dewy, but it is kind of on the dewer side. It's definitely hydrating under the eye. And it has pretty good coverage. And then I had the YSL Touche Eclat, and this is in the shade 2.5. I finally figured out the best way to use this thing. And I'm happy because this was not it was not cheap. The best way that I found to do it is just to apply it where I need it and just let it set for a little bit without touching it and then blending it out. And it's pretty decent. I would get like a light to medium coverage, definitely not a full coverage like they advertise on their website. It's not. Okay, I think I finished complexion unless I run into something a little bit later. We'll talk about Hourglass, the ambient lighting powder, and this is the Dragon palette. Okay, this thing is so pretty. So pretty. It's so easy to use too. Because I'm like, the days that I'm like, oh, I don't know what to use for, let's say, bronzer, blush, and highlight, just pull this thing out and I have everything I need. I really, really like them. These palettes from Hourglass have kind of like a pretty strong hold on me. And this is just perfect, especially perfect for my skin tone currently with my lighter, a little bit lighter skin. So I had decided that I wanted to try and pop these out one time and then see if I can switch them around. And I never tried it. Don't want to try it now. That was it for face palette. I have some bronzer duos, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Let's talk about the cream products. I had the Nude Sticks Nudies all over face color, and this is in the shade Bondi Bay. I rediscovered my love for this thing, and I used the heck out of it. I twisted all the way down to show you. Look at that. What? I really enjoy it. I love it. It's easy to pick up with a brush, apply on my skin, swipe it on my skin, and then blend it out. However way I want to do it, this guy is does not disappoint. For other bronzers that were in here, I had the House Lab Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer, and this is in the light level 4. Probably my favorite bronzer in my collection. I had the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. This is so pretty, you guys. Gives that healthy glow to the skin. It doesn't look like much, but it does pick up with a brush and applies beautifully. So this one's coming out. I had the Nabla bronzer. This is the shade Dune. I also really like this one. The formula is just amazing. Go ahead and pull it out. And I had some bronzers over here. Had a bronzer duo. This is the Victoria Beckham, what is it called? Matte bronzing brick, and this is in the shade 02. I was kind of worried that it was going to be too light on my skin, but this is actually perfect. It just gives the shadow that I need without looking too muddy or overly bronzed, kind of like fake looking. It looks very natural. I love the packaging. I think this is a product I do want to keep for next time. Okay, I think that was it for bronzers. Yeah, that was it. Let's talk about blush. We'll start with cream blushes. Oh, one more bronzer. And I just stuck this in there because, again, this isn't a project and I want to use it. I'm going to move it for now. Okay, let's talk about blushes. I had two creams. The first one is from Victoria Beckham. This is the Cheeky Posh in the shade Playground. This is so beautiful. I feel like this is a shade, like a natural shade that when I'm not like, oh, what is going to go well with my eyeshadow and all of that, this is an easy one that can just like, it works, you know? It gives some definition to my skin and it's beautiful. The other cream blush is the Chanel uh, cream to powder blush, and this is in the shade Rose Ardent. Oh my God, I was so amazed by how beautiful and how easy this is to apply on the skin. I kind of thought I was gonna get another one of these. I had some credit at Macy's, but I ended up getting something different, and yeah, I decided not to get another one because I have a lot of blushes. It's gonna come out as well. Now let's talk about powder blushes. I had quite a few actually in here. All of these. The first one is by Persona. This is the Super Blush in the shade Georgia. It's nice. I don't know if this is something that I'll actually keep in my collection. I feel like I have this shade, multiple times over, but it was nice. I had like no actual complaints about it. From House Labs, I had the Color Fuse blush in French Rosette. Such a beautiful blush. I love it. I love the formula too. I had the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow. Another stunning blush. Really pretty. I would say the one I used the most was Warm Soul from MAC. It's kind of like the powder version of the Victoria Beckham. It goes so well with just any eye look. I loved it. And the last blush was by The Balm, and this is in the shade Frat Boy. I think I used it like once or twice. This can get intense real quick, so I had to be pretty careful with my brush, not to pick up too much, and like it can get intense, but it's gonna, for now, it's staying. All right, let's go ahead and move on to highlighters. I had one cream highlighter in here, and this is the Reflect by Victoria Beckham, and this is in the shade Pearl. This is so pretty, you guys. It gives just that like a little bit glossy, not an intense highlighter. It does not emphasize any textures on my skin. I really enjoyed it. And then I had four powder highlighters. I had the Melt Stargazer highlighter. This was also another gorgeous highlighter. I really loved it. I had the M Beauty, M Cosmetics Sunscape highlighter, and this is in the shade Clarity. I think this is one I am going to go ahead and declutter. I don't like the formula. I feel like it's so dry. And I just not, I don't know. It's not for me. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this guy. And two more highlighters. I loved both of these. The Gucci Super Glow. Where did I get the word super from? Glow highlighter in the shade Opal Pink 04. Oh my God, this guy's so pretty. It looks like it would be intense and like kind of like a metallic layer on my skin, but it actually blends into my skin beautifully. It does not show any texture on the high points of my cheek. I really enjoy it. And then the Pat McGrath highlighter in the shade Lunar Nude. Oh, so stunning. I absolutely love it. I love the formula. I love the embossment. I love the packaging. Everything about it is just so pretty. All right, now we can go ahead and move on to eyeshadows. Let's start with the little mini stuff. Let's start with the individual shadows. The shade Mustang from Chantecaille. This is so beautiful and so easy as like a one shade look all over the lid, blending it a little bit into the crease. Stunning. I've been really enjoying these from Chantecaille. From Victoria Beckham, this is her lip luster in the shade Tea Rose. Ooh, this is another just beautiful shadow. I did use this one over her shadow quad, which let's talk about it next. Kind of like in the center of my lid to just add that little sparkle. And here's the quad. This is the is it essential? No, signature satin matte eyeshadow. The smoky eye break in the shade is signature. This really took me by surprise. I kind of was like, I'm not so sure about this one. The pink shade in here has such a beautiful, like I can put this one on the like all over my lid, and it has a beautiful shift to it. I can't pick it up right now. It has a little bit of sheen in it. This is kind of like a brow bone color. The one in here, I did use it in my outer V, and then I use this one mostly all over the lid, and then top the lid with this one. If I didn't use this pink, I would use the shade Tea Rose. I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. All right, we've got one quad from Rowan. This is the 52 degrees. I mainly use these two shades in it. These two, this one, oh, it's a big dip in it. I love these Rowan quads. From Chantecaille, I had a duo in the Cassis Eye Duet, and this is in the shade, I guess it's the Cassis, the shade Cassis. Um, Super easy. Two shades, and I can get my eye looks like I spent hours on it. So there it is. So beautiful. I am gonna hoard my packaging. And then the last one is the Cheetah Eye Trio. Oh, this was so pretty. Kind of want to keep it in here because it's just so easy, like beautiful neutral eye look. No thinking about it, no nothing. But maybe I'll pull it out. There's a whole lot of stuff that I would like to play with. Now let's talk about the little bit bigger eyeshadow palettes. I had all of these in here, and this one. The Pat McGrath Labs Mothership 8 Divine Rose 2. I actually was pretty surprised at how many times I reached for this thing. Not surprised, like I didn't think I was going to use it, but I really wanted to use it. The pink shade, I did kind of like an all over the lid pink shade, and then I topped it with a little bit of this one and a little bit of the gold. It actually looked really pretty. My favorite shade in here is this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. All right, we've got Wayne Goss. This is the Luxury Eye Palette in Imperial Topaz. Another beautiful neutral looking eye. It's more on the warmer tone than the cooler tone, where like the one from Chantecaille, the Cheetah, is definitely just a neutral. But this is really pretty. He did a really good job with these. Well, I don't know. I've only tried this one shade. Um, the Naughty Nude by Huda. Again, I reached for this one quite a few times. It is so pretty. It is absolutely gorgeous. It looks so pretty on the eyes too. Can keep it a little bit on the cooler neutral side or a little bit on the warmer side. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Might have to just, oh, nasty. I was gonna see if it's dry and if I can pop that thing out of here, but it's not. Oh, look at that. I finally got some color from these balls. Probably not what she wanted, how she wanted people to use it, but yeah, I don't know. And then the last eyeshadow palette, it was a glam face palette, and the blush that's in here, it's so pretty, but again, hard to pick up. I finally was able to like use a brush and like once I worked through the top layer, I was able to pick up the shades. But this is just so simple, so easy, and it doesn't look like a quick 2 minute eyeshadow. It looks like I spent hours on my eye look. The two shimmer shades in here are gorgeous. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Okay. I kept this one in here from last time. I think I'm gonna pass it on to somebody. I know I'm not gonna use it. I've swatched it twice, but it's been in here for 2 rounds and I still did not reach for it ever. Like I did not use it on my eyes. I don't know. I don't know why. I should just try it. Ugh, all right. She will stay or it will stay for one more time. For eyebrows and whatnot, I really need to clean this area out. I had three, I'm gonna keep everything in here. This one is empty. I gotta pull that one out. Same with this one. That one is empty. And just everything else in here is just gonna stay. I had two liners from Victoria Beckham, one in the shade cacao and one is in cinnamon. I mean, what? Cinnamon, just cinnamon. And I had the Chantecaille eyeliner in the shade Earth. I love this Chantecaille mascara. I'm in love with it. And got some brow products in here. That's just gonna stay. Let's talk about lippies and lip products and all of that. The only one I did not use, I don't know if I moved things around. I might have at some point. The only thing I didn't use was this ABH Velvet. What is it called? Lip Velvet in the shade Rosy Mauve. I'm going to keep it in here, but everything else I have used and I've loved. Um, yeah, I'm going to pull everything out. I had Wayne Goss. This is in the mauve shade, right? Yeah, I love this lip liner. Like, I'm addicted. It does not budge. At first, it's a little hard to apply, but once you get it on the skin, like warms up the tip and apply it, it does not move. I also had the Makeup Forever. This is in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. Those two lip liners are coming out. For lip oils, I had the NYX Fat Oil Drip in the shade is Newsfeed. I had the In Beauty Glaze lip oil and the Vanilla Mint. I love these. I had a Peripura in the shade is 12. This is like that lip tint stain kind of thing. So pretty. What else did I have in here? I had from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Volume Plumping Gloss, and this is in the shade Need Her. Oh, now I remembered. I had the other shade from him too. This is in the shade 2 cc's. I preferred this one over this one. The shade Need Her kind of looks a little bit milky when I first apply it. But I mean, that doesn't, it's just like once I rub my lips together, it just looks fine and like blends into the lip liner and all of that. But this one is just very kind of like clear. It's not milky. Anyway, both of these are really nice, definitely plumping. I had the Pat McGrath Labs. This is the lipstick in the shade is Petelica. This was a collab with Bridgerton. Beautiful shade. I had the Charlotte Tilbury Little Mini of Pillow Talk. I had Rare Beauty. This is the tinted lip oil in the shade Hope. Okay, I have an issue with this one. Where am I gonna swatch it? So it looks so pretty when I first apply it, but I feel like it dries out my lips. Like I reapplied a couple times throughout the day, and my lips felt really dry. I don't know if it was weather related or if it was this product. I would need to revisit that at a later time. Bobbi Brown Crushed Oil Infused Gloss. This is in the shade Love Letter. I love these. I love the formula. And I had a Jizu honey infused lip oil. Is it Gizu or Jizu? I don't know. And this is in the shade Watermelon Sugar. These are so pretty. And then the last lippy was one by Muji, and this is the UV lip color, and the shade is rose. This is so pretty and comfortable on the lips as well. So all of these are getting pulled out with the exception of the ABH because I didn't use it yet. I haven't replaced this one yet because now it's fine and it's working. So I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and clean out my table and then we'll go ahead and shop my stash for new items. We'll start with my new makeup drawer and then we'll move on to older stuff in my stash. All right, so let's go ahead and shop my stash for new makeup. It's my new makeup drawer. It's a little bit overflowing somehow, but let's go ahead and get a couple things from here. Got some stuff in my Beautylish box. Like I got this Viseart palette. I actually tried it as eyeshadow and it worked decently, except the shades are pretty dark, so I have to pull something else with it. But I think I'm still gonna pull it in. I'll still play with it. Again, I'm gonna use it as eyeshadows, neutral shadows, which is fine by me. There's some shades in here that are kind of like a little greenish, but it is what it is. We're gonna pull it in. I think I'm gonna pull it in. I definitely want to pull in the ColourPop New Moon. I just couldn't help myself, and I had a gift card at Ulta, so I picked this guy up with it, and it's been in here since I don't know first week of January. I do want to pull it in. I want to play with this one for sure, and I also got in my Beautylish box the Vanessa Myricks Groundwork Blooming Romance. I think I'll pull this one in. I'm gonna try to do like pink kind of looks, considering we're in February, Valentine's Day, and you know, I'm trying to justify things. We'll pull that in. Ooh, I finally picked up the Ciel Tint and Protect SPF 50 like foundations serum, tinted serum, and I got their concealer. So I'm gonna pull both of these in. I picked up this duo. I was kind of debating between getting one of these duos from Dior or getting another shade of the Chanel blush. I had some credit at Macy's. I decided to go with the Dior blush highlighter duo, and I got the shade Dior Vieira 257. I do want to pull that in, and I'm absolutely pulling in the Valentino. This was the limited edition packaging, but this shade is a permanent shade. This is the shade 04, Sweet Rebel. I definitely want to pull this one in too because it's so pretty. And let's see, anything else from here? Got quite a few lip glosses. Ooh, I'm gonna do both of these. Ulta had a glitch on their website, so they had the Hourglass lippies, three of them. The newer shade, they had them half off, labeled wrong. So I got one of them, and I also got one of the New Moon. This is like the dual chrome or multi-chrome single shadow. So I'm gonna pull those two in, and let's see. What's all the way back there? Do we want to try a new setting spray? Let's try it. This is the LA Girl Pro Perfect Oil Control Matte Finish, although I don't typically like matte setting spray, so we'll see how this is. I'm going to pull that one in. And what else? What else? What else? I want to say, okay, I'm going to do this Pura Pura lip stain. This is in the shade Berry Pretty. Very pretty. What? Very pretty. Looks like to be a pinkish color. So I'm going to do that one. And I'm going to pull in the blush in the shade Happy from Rare Beauty. This is a mini, but I missed it. And I really wanted this guy. Did I? I don't even know if I had it previously. But I like the shade Happy in like the powder form. So I got the cream. I picked up the cream of that. And I think this is it from in here. Yeah, I think just that's plenty of products. New makeup. Well, I think I'm gonna do a couple with these actually. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna do the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm, and this is in the shade Pink Sugar. Again, pink. Um, so I can wait on the Kiko Milano lippies. Another blush this time around. Mm, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I'm gonna pull in from this drawer. Cali Ray Blurry Blush. This is in the shade Epic. It looks so pink. I think this is something I'm gonna pass on to somebody. I don't know if I can wear that. Do I want to try it? No, I already pulled in the Happy Blush from Rare Beauty. I think I got everything I want. Ooh, let's do this Lisa Eldridge lippy. Came in my advent calendar, Space NK advent calendar. I'm gonna pull that one in. Now I'm done from here. Let's move on. I think I'm gonna get some primers, and then we'll get foundations, concealers, powders. I already picked out a setting spray, so we don't need to get another setting spray. And then, we'll just go. We'll go from here. Alrighty, for face primers, I love looking at this drawer. I'm making progress in here, so makes me happy to see going down a bit. I think I'm gonna pull in the Farsali Liquid Glass. I remember really enjoying this one, but it's been a while, so I think I'm gonna pull this one in. Just the one primer this time around. I have a primer and a project band, so one is good. Let's go ahead and get a foundation, another concealer, and then we'll pick out some powders. Alrighty, for foundations and concealers, I have one already picked out. I do want to pull something else in. Let's see. What do I want to pull in? Been a while since I used this one, but I think the shade is a little bit deep for me now. Oh, I want to pull in the Makeup Forever. This is the HD Skin Hydro Glow. I saw that Dior released a new Hydra something foundation, and I'm like, I should not pick it up when I have others very similar. So I'm going to pull this one in. And I think that's it for foundation. Get two of those. Maybe I'll pull in a foundation sample and try to get rid of some of these. What do I have in here for foundation samples? I think I used the shade in here. I might have to pass this one on. Do I have any shades in here? Maybe this one. Let's pull this guy in. This is also by Makeup Forever, but this is the HD Skin. That one is HD Hydra. So I'm gonna do this sample this time. And I think this is gonna go to my friend. Yeah, that's it for foundations. For concealers, I have CL. I pulled in the CL one, and I would like another one. I was playing with the Neutrogena. I think it's in my everyday drawer, so maybe I'll just keep it to that one. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Do I want a glowy product? Of course I do. Which one do we want to do? I think I will do four. Should I do Rose Glow or Sun Glow? Let's do Sun Glow. Oh, I kind of play with this. Forget it. I'm gonna pull in the Dior. Okay, let's get some powders. All right, for powders. I I desperately need a powder declutter, you guys. This is just insanity over here. I think I'm gonna pull in my Guerlain for finishing powder. I really like this guy. I'm gonna pull that one in. Um, Seems that the look of brightening under eye is really in now. Wonder if I want to pull in, let's do this one. Besame. I've been hoarding this because they don't have this anymore and I really enjoyed it. This is in the shade translucent, but this is a brightening violet. I'm going to pull this one in. I also would like, which one of these? That's the pearl one. That's regular, I think. I haven't used the Haley's powder in a long time. I need to pull it in. I want to see what I think of it now. It's been a long, long time. So this is the Retouch Perfecting Loose Powder, and I want to say it's translucent. I don't think it has any shade. I'm gonna pull this one in. And I do have a powder that's currently in a project pan, so if these just did not work for one reason or another, I can always use that one or come back in here and get a different setting powder. But I think that's gonna be it for now for powders. What do I want to get next? Let's do eyeshadow palettes. I don't need a setting spray. Yeah, let's do eyeshadow palettes next. Here we go. Eyeshadow palettes. Drawer one of two. I think I want something like on the pinkish side. Again, thinking about Valentine's Day over here. I know that most of these are pink from Dior. Is it this one? This is the Orgasm Rising, and then there's Endless Nights. Both of these are kind of like on the pinky side. Oh, let's do this one. This is the Endless Nights. I'm gonna pull in NARS Endless Nights. This one. Also got some pinky shades. Guys, I'm really stressed out. I'm very stressed out. Things have been crazy with work, and this is my therapy. You guys, talking to you. That's my therapy for today. I really want to play with this Kaja trio. I think they're all shimmer, but I did pull in kind of an all matte, although it's not an eyeshadow palette, but play with this one. Okay, let's move on to the next row down. From here, let's see, what do we have? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna pull in. Okay, I could do this one. I could do the Romand. This is the Rosebud Garden. I'm gonna pull this one in, and that one, and I want one more palette. Is this the retro? Yeah, I think it's retro palette from the fashion. Good. That's a lot of eyeshadows, but I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna enjoy it all. I feel like I really want a face palette this time, so let's go to that drawer next. All right, for face palettes, this is crazy, crazy intense here. There's quite a few that I have not played with in a very, very long time. Let's see. This is from MAC, and this is the Star Dipped Face Palette, the light shades. I'm gonna pull this one in. Look how pretty. Tell me that's not beautiful. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the one from here. Okay, let's go ahead and get some bronzers. We have no bronzers. For bronzers, I'm gonna get some creams first. Wait, I did leave a bronzer in there. The bronzer duo from Victoria Beckham. So I have that in there, but I do want some creams, and I want more bronzers, and I just do. I like having more than one option. Let's start with creams. Um, I think I'm gonna do a contouring stick. This is from Rare Beauty. This is definitely contouring. It's more on the grayish side. So I'm gonna pull this one in, and this is in the shade Bright Side. Do this one. I know I'm gonna do another cream. Just cream or liquid. What do I think? Cali Ray? Let's do Cali Ray. This is the Sun Drip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer. I'm gonna pull this one in. Now for powder bronzers, uh, let's what do I think? I kind of really want to pull in my Hermes bronzer because it's so nice and costs a fortune. Let's do that one. I think I'm gonna go with. I want to do the NARS Laguna. I really like this bronzer. Oops. And just one more powder bronzer. What about we do? Mm, I'm gonna pull in. Ooh, I'm gonna pull in MAC Global Glow. I do like the sheen that this has, and I can use it on top of my matte bronzers. But I don't have any matte bronzers pulled in. But oh wait, yeah, the ones from Victoria Beckham are matte, so I could use this on top of it. Okay, that's it for bronzers. Let's go ahead and pull in some blushes. I simply don't understand why I'm so addicted to blushes and I cannot stop buying them. All of these in here are my powder blushes. I have my cream blushes in a different spot, but um, yeah, it just cannot stop with the blushes. I'm addicted. I know I pulled in a couple already, so I'm gonna try to keep it simple. I know Patrick Todd just released expansion to his shades for blush duos. I think I'm just gonna pull one of the ones I have. So we have She's the Moment, She's That Girl. I'm gonna go with She's That Girl. Well, no, I need something loving. I'm gonna go with She's That Moment. And um, I haven't played with this one in a while too. Givenchy Prism Livre blush, and this is in the shade 2. Taffeta's Rosé. So I'm gonna pull this one and how many blushes did I get? One, two blushes, and then pretty. Maybe I'll go back to my new blush drawer and get something else in. Um, Krista from Benefit. We've got Shelly, and then Rockateur, which I haven't chosen forever. My blush bronzer thing. Let's pull in Rockateur. I really don't remember last time I used it. They don't make it anymore. Like, how would they just get rid of that? Remember this was. Okay. I'm like, was pinkish, but I guess not. I don't know why I feel like I want one more. How many do I have? Quite a few. I think if I pull another one, I'll probably just pull in nothing new. From the new makeup drawer. It's been a while since I used these. Actually, do this, or do I want to do the Rare Beauty Happy? Because I already pulled in the Rare Beauty Happy in a liquid. And then, oh, and then Happy is here. Well, I should pull something else. Yeah, I should do something else. I think I'm gonna do this Laura Geller one. This is the Baked Gelato Swirl Blush in the shade is Rose Water. Again, this is another one that I have not used in what feels like forever. We'll see. That's it for blushes. Let's get some highlighters. Okay, for highlighters, I'm gonna pull this one in first. This is the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer, and this is in the shade Rosy because I could use it as a blush lighter. I don't need to have another highlighter with it or another blush. So I'm gonna do that one. I have not played with these in a while. The Pure Barbie blushes highlighters. Decided to take a tumble. This is so pretty. It's a little bit deep for me though. You know? Like that's my issue with these ones from Pure Collab of Barbie. They're just a little bit deep. I think this would be a better choice. So pull in this one, the Pure Barbie first collab, and this was in the shade Dream Glow. Because I could just go on the lighter side. And what else? That's just not enough. not in any world. I think I have your backstage somewhere on my table. The quad. So I'm gonna pull that one in for sure. I feel like my energy levels. Do you like my downfall, my energy downfall? I want to play with this guy. This is by Revolution Pro. This is the luster highlighter in the shade is so pretty. Such a pretty packaging. I had to surgery it back because it arrived broken. But I'm gonna pull this one in. And I think highlighter, you know? Okay, let me show you what I'm gonna get. So I decided that I'm gonna pull this one in, the Dior Backstage. I'm also gonna pull in the Essence Pure Nude. And I got one more cream blush because I can just this came in a Sephora favorite set ages ago. I got it. And I just haven't played with it. This is Lawless. The Pinch My Cheeks Soft Blur Cream Blush in the shade Angel. I think that's it. I am gonna go ahead and shop my stash for some lippies. And let's just watch it. All right, for lippies, again, Rare Beauty released some more shades, but I think they're shimmer. I'm just gonna play with the one I have. This is the, what are these called? Oh my gosh. Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Sticks, and my shade is it Fussy? I'm gonna pull this one in. Like, let's do Milani. This is in the shade Petal. This is there, shade Petal. Oh, let's do this guy. This is from Rose Ink. This is a kind of like a blotted lip cream. This is in the shade Their Lunch. Their Lunch? Their Union. Oh my god, I can't see. That's giving you a crack. Cracking up about my blindness. I'll be cracking up about my blindness. think I'll pull in my Lancome. I don't know what this thing is called either. Lip Idol shade number 36, whatever that means. And I have a couple of products here, or one product here on my table that I want to pull in. I'm going to pull in my Dior Maximizer, and this is in the shade 012. I want to say that's the shade Rosewood. Let's go next drawer down. From here, let's see. I'm gonna pull in. Yeah, let's do this one, and maybe these two. No, I'm gonna do these two. So I pulled in the Pat McGrath lip gloss. This is in the shade Aphrodisiac, and I pulled in the Buxom Full On Plumper in the shade is Claire. And let's see what else. I'm gonna get this one in as well. This is also by Buxom, and this is the shade Rose Julep. This is the Plumping Lip Cream. I think I need something a little bit kind of nude, maybe? What do you guys think? No, I'm gonna go back to my new makeup drawer. And ooh, I want to do, is this e.l.f.? Why did I think that was House Labs? What shade is this guy? Let's do House Labs. I'm gonna do this guy from House Labs, and I'm gonna get a couple more of the Kiko. I get some Kiko lippies. This is in the shade Guava from House Labs. You know, we all thought that I was done with this drawer. I thought I was done with this drawer too, but apparently not. Ooh, I want to pull this one in. Color pop, by the way. All right, here are my Kiko lippies. I think I want to pull in a mascara too. Mascara mini, because I'm almost done with the Charlotte Tilbury. I have a couple mascara minis. I've got this one. I have these two. Might have another one too. I have a couple full sizes in here too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try the Jane Ardell. I've heard good things about it, so I'm gonna pull this one, the mini by Jane Ardell. And you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull this guy in. So many more products. Now let's go through the Kiko Milano and see which one I want to get. Got shade 33. Ooh, that's pretty. Shade 10 and shade 7. I think I will do shade 7. I think that should be plenty. I've got a lot of other options, so I'm going to do shade 7. Now I can go ahead and put everything back in the drawer, and then we do swatches. I went ahead and I put everything back in the drawer. On my lippies, I guess I pulled in way too many. They didn't all fit, so I have some of them in here just to keep things a little bit out of the way. And yeah, I'm going to go through what I pulled in for this time around. We'll start with primers. The first primer, or the only primer I pulled in this time, is the Farsali Liquid Glass Radiance Make Skin Serum. I remember really enjoying this one, so I'm happy to be playing with it again. And I do have a primer. This is in a project pan, so if I want to play with something else, I have another one right there. Okay, for foundations, I pulled in two. So I pulled in the CL Tint and Protect SPF 50, and I purchased mine in the shade 04 Light Medium. I kind of like that. It has a thing, and then it's a dropper. I haven't used it yet. I haven't tried it, so I'm looking forward to that. And then the other foundation I pulled in is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glow, and this is in the shade 1N14. I really hope, I feel like the Makeup Forever foundation is kind of lean a little bit on the yellowish side. I just hope that this works for me. I'm pale as heck right now. And I do have, I'll be using the sample from the original HD Skin, not the Hydra. It's the same shade, 1N14. So I have that one as well as a use it and be done with it. I do have a glowy product. I pulled in the Forever Glow Star Filter from Dior, and this is in the shade 2. Perfect shade for me right now. It's light. Okay, what is next? Next would be concealers. I want to move this out of the way for a second. For concealers, I have two concealers pulled in. I pulled in the CL. This is the Conceal and Protect, also SPF 50, and I got mine in the shade 05N. And I have the Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. This is in the shade Sugar Light 3. I feel like this is very similar to the NARS Radiant Concealer. I actually really enjoyed it. I have it in here because I emptied my drawer and then it took me like 3 or 4 days. I did not have time to film. So I'm like, I need something that I could use. And I pulled this one in and it was pretty good. So I'm going to play with these two for concealers. Single shadow, which I feel like I'm not just going to end up throwing away. For powders, I have three powders. I pulled in the Haley's. This is Retouch Perfecting Powder, Loose Setting Powder. I really don't remember what I thought of it, so I want to play with it and see what it's like. Hopefully, it's not chunky. Kind of used to the very finely milled, super silky powders. And I also pulled in this Besame powder. I'd finished a couple of these previously, and then Besame stopped making them. So I've been hoarding it because I just love the packaging. It's like, I don't know, I just love this powder. I have something towards it. This is the Brightening Violet powder, translucent. I should play with it. I can't just hoard it and keep it in my drawer and never sees the sunlight. And then for a finishing powder, I pulled in Guerlain Meteorites, and I want to say this is the shade 3. Yeah. Um, I really enjoy this guy as a finishing powder. It still smells amazing. So that's it for powders. All right, let's talk about cream products. I'm gonna do all the creams together, and then we'll move on to powders. The first cream product I pulled in was the Caloray Sun Drip Skin Boosting Peptide Serum Bronzer. You know, I had it sometimes. I played with this guy recently. Well, not recently, a little bit ago. I enjoyed it as a like no makeup days. I would use this as a liquid bronzer. But what I noticed with some foundations is that it was picking up my foundation. So I do want to play with it again and hopefully I get a better experience this time. It doesn't pick up the foundation. I pulled in kind of like a contouring shade. This is from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Bright Side. This is so creamy, extremely creamy, super melty. Definitely on the contour side, but I I can use it. It's not so deep that it looks so odd on me. It's not fully gray. It has a little bit of, tan-ish bronziness to it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing with it. I, yeah. Oh man, I really feel like I'm not in the headspace today. I'm just stressed out and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Mm, that's all I gotta say. I'm sorry that. Okay. For cream blushes, I pulled in one, two, three. There's a cream in the Patrick Ta duo. Actually, let's just continue with bronzers. That would be a lot easier. Why did I wipe my hands? I don't know. The other bronzer I pulled in is from NARS. This is in the shade Laguna. I really like this bronzer from NARS. I like this formula. I know that they kind of like repackage or they re-release some stuff. This is one that has a little bit of satiny finish to it. a little bit of shimmer, so it's not flat matte. Um, I do like that. Let me make sure I don't forget those two over here from Victoria Beckham. You can tell I've been playing with this guy, and this is in the shade 2. This is a matte one, but it's not like bone dry matte. It has a little bit of like a satin finish. Where yeah, it's not as glowy as the NARS, but it's not sucking the life out of my face matte. I do have this guy from Hermes. This is in the shade Sahara, and I just love this bronzer. There's Sahara. And then the last one I pulled in is from MAC, and this is Mineralized Skin Finish, and the shade is Global Glow. I plan to use this one as like a bronzer topper to just add a little bit of glowiness to my skin. And I guess we'll do Rockateur because this guy is kind of like a bronzer blush for me. Where am I? Let's watch it. It's got a little bit of like, you know, it's not fully rosy, but I can get away with using this as a blush bronzer. Alrighty, next let's talk about blushes. Again, somehow I ended up pulling way too many blushes, but that's okay. We love blush. I do have the face palette, which has two blushes and two highlighters in there. And then I got this duo, this guy. We'll start with the creams. I've got this one, and this one. From Lawless, I pulled in the Pinch My Cheeks Soft Blur Cream Blush, and this is in the shade Angel. I forgot it from 1 second to the next. I forgot the name. That's terrible, Rania. Terrible. Such a beautiful shade. Very appropriate, I would say, for Valentine's Day. We've got Happy from Rare Beauty. Such a happy blush, isn't it? Ooh, so pretty. And then I pulled in the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand Easy Highlight Blush. This is in the shade Pink. Yep. See, I haven't even swatched this guy. Hmm. Kind of curious now to swatch Rosie from Dior next to it. I feel like maybe Rosie has a little bit more color, a little bit more blushy, slightly bit more than the Charlotte Tilbury. Hey, I love me some glowy blush. And I think that's it for cream blushes. Let's talk about the Patrick Ta. She's the Moment. We've got a cream and a powder. We'll start with the cream since we're doing creams. Now, oh, I have a little lint on there. Okay. And let's do powder. Pretty. And which other blushes we have? We've got this guy from Laura Geller. This is the Baked Gelato Vivid Swirl Blush, and the shade is Rose Water. This is old, you guys. Come on. Anything? Here we go. Let's see. Let's try again. It looks a lot more purpley than I remember it being. Pretty shade though, huh? Very pretty shade. Okay, and then got a couple more, so bear with me. Let's swatch on this hand. We've got the Givenchy blush. I guess that's the downside of a powder. Well, I guess I'm just gonna do it here. Powder blushes make a mess. That's pretty. That's very like doll-like face, huh? And we have Valentino. This is in the shade 4, which is Rose Rebel, maybe? Can't remember what the shade name was. Oh, Sweet Rebel. I'm like, I got rid of the box, but no, I have it right next to me just because I need the name. Ooh, that's so pretty. I've heard so many good things about this specific shade, and I love that the packaging is, holiday-ish. It was. The Dior Blush Duo. It's a blush and a highlighter. I guess we're moving on to highlighters. I have watched it. Very neutral. So pretty. And then the highlighter, this highlighter in here was like blew me away. Look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. Wow. Okay. And then let's do the MAC face palette. Got two blushes and two highlighters in here. We'll do the blushes first. Such a pretty palette. I love the packaging. And then one highlighter, two highlighter. Beautiful. I have a beautiful uh what's the word? Um Array of options. Beautiful array of options. All right, that's what I'm gonna call it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the other highlighters. Let's start with the quad from Dior. This is the Backstage 001 Universal. This is the first quad they did. I really like this one. One, two, three, and four. This one is definitely more like an eyeshadow for me, but hey, I don't mind it. So pretty. The formula is really nice too. We've got the highlighter from Revolution Pro, and this is in the shade Pink Rose. I think this is very blinding from what I remember. This was pretty intense. So I hope I like it because I have not been enjoying super like metallic highlighters. We'll see how this is going to be on my skin. And then we have the Pure Collab with Barbie, the shade Dream Glow. Got three different shades in here. I usually use those two. Again, this one is a little bit deeper, but let's go ahead and swatch them. So I'm gonna start with shade 1, 2, and 3. It's very, very deep. They have a lot of color payoff. So that's kind of like I said they're deeper. I don't think that they're I mean, this looks like a blush. This looks like the highlighter, and this could be like a super, super glowy bronzer or an eyeshadow. But it's pretty. That's gorgeous. And then we've got the Pure Essence highlighter, and this is in the shade 10, the My Highlight. I had this guy before, and I want to say maybe I decluttered it or something like years and years ago. I had it before the big craze of metallic highlighters came in. And I was like, oh, this is too subtle. And now I'm like, no, give me the subtle. So Brand new, brand spanking new. That's very pretty. A little subtle, but yeah, it's appropriate for me to go to work. And that is it. I think that's it for blushes, bronzers, and all of that. Let's do eyeshadows next. Pulled in quite a few, I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna start with the Kaja. This is the Bento in the shade Sparkling Rosé. Where's my trash can? Number one, shade number two. Oh, I like the texture of this one. And then the third shade, deepest of the three. I think that's really pretty. I think that's very pretty. What else did I pull in for eyeshadow? Let me just pull them forward. Okay, let's do the Romand. This is in the shade Rosebud Garden. I've swatched these before. I know I definitely have swatched them. I love the formula. It is so creamy. They they do need building up, so I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. You definitely have to build them up, but on the eye, it's so pretty. They're so gorgeous. And we've got some shimmers. Let's do this one. I'm not gonna touch the glitter. I don't want to make a big old mess on my table. Oh, this is also a glittery glitter of some sort. Well, I guess I'm gonna make a mess. And then one, two. Like that they're like that the veil kind of shimmer to them. So it's not like super duper intense. I like it. I'm looking forward to playing with this one. This will be probably like the days that I'm lazy. I just need something. I gotta go pick up my son or do whatever. I can wear that one. Let's do Dennis Hamarik's Groundwork Blooming Romance. I think I will go ahead. I want to try. Let's try out the creams. Like I could definitely use these as blushes, you know? Hmm. Seems a lot more neutral than pink, but I guess I did not swatch the super pinky shades. So let's do those. Oh, I did that one. Oh well. I don't know. Now I'm not. Thought it would be a lot more pink, right? Smells really good. I like the way it smells. Let's do some of the powders because why not, right? Let's start with this lightest one here. I feel like her powders are just tiny in these palettes, like super little pans. Yeah. Like a bit of a dud there, no? One of them. Okay, well, I guess, yeah, I feel like it leans a little bit on like the warmer side. It does have some cooler tone eyeshadows in here, but we'll see. We'll see how this will look on my eyes. I had heard really good things about this one, and I have heard neutrals, the first one of these, and I really, really enjoy it. So we'll see. We'll see how this one's gonna be. Okay. This is technically not an eyeshadow palette, but I am gonna use it as my eyeshadow palette. This is that Viseart brow thing. Um, see, this is what I mean, like green. Like I feel like, I mean, whose brows are this color? I guess for a makeup artist, they can mix it with some, but with some different color or something. I don't know, but for me, I'm like, I don't know. I just found it very odd. Like, I don't know. I get these colors, but the top row, I just don't get it. It's so powdery. Oh no. Oh well, this is the last one we'll swatch. I don't know. I feel like this probably will end up being a declutter. I was not happy about receiving this one in my box, in my mystery bag, but again, it's a mystery. It's a gamble. All right, I'm gonna put this away. That's not very exciting, is it? Okay, let's do this one. I'm very excited about this guy. This is the Twilight collab with ColourPop. This is for the new moon. I did not get the first one. It was just too gray for me, too cool tone. Okay. For some reason, wow, okay. That's got me a very thick swatch of that. This would have been perfect for the fall season, but here we are. So hopefully it's not glitter. Okay, that is a beautiful shade. This one has more of a like a chunky glitters, not as chunky as that one was from Romand, but definitely on the chunkier side glitters. Let's do Marry Me, October, November, December, Paper Cut, Marry Me, October, November, December, Paper Cut. It's really pretty. It's a very pretty palette. It's definitely grungy. So I do miss those sometimes. I'm like, I miss when I did looks like that. Now I go the easy neutral route, but I still like to play. Okay, that's New Moon. We've got NARS. This is in the Endless Nights shade. It was a holiday a couple years back. Was it 2 years ago? I want to say. So much glitter on my hands. Look at those shades. Look how pretty that is. Second row. So pretty. And then the last row down are the matte shades. Pretty palette. Super pretty. And then one more eyeshadow palette. This is the Retro palette from Natasha Denona. Oh, this is so pretty. That is so pretty. I'm gonna try the kind of like the mauvier shades. That's so pretty. I haven't played with it in a long time. This one, psychedelic, because we have to. Let's do Rebellion. And which last shade? Probably do this one. That is in the shade Hello. See, the shade Rebellion, I feel like it's a little bit different formula than the other mattes. So pretty. Okie dokie. Now let's do the single shadows. Let me just put my stuff back in here. All right, for the single shadows, I pulled in ColourPop Super Shock, and the shade is Ladybird. I want to say this came in one of like gifts with purchase from Ulta. My hand is a little wet. That's so pretty. And then we have ColourPop New Moon, and this one is in the shade It's Always Been Him. Oh, has a sharpener on the end. Cool. That's really pretty. That's gonna go so well with the New Moon eyeshadow palette. Well, that's really pretty. All right, I've never tried these shadow sticks from ColourPop. Looks pretty good. And now we've made it all the way to the lippies. What a journey! What a journey it has been today. Lip swatches. Do this first. All right, I have some lippies in here. Let me pull those out. Move the balm to the side. And I think we'll start with kind of, yeah, there's a lot. We'll start with like the bullet lipsticks kind of stuff. We've got Milani. This is in the shade Petal. Ooh, that's so pretty. We're definitely going for some monochromatic looks. I don't remember what this looked like. This is in the shade Painterly. This is from Lisa Eldridge. And this came in my Space Inkay advent calendar. Definitely a more fall color, but I wanted to play with it. I wanted to see it. We pulled in this guy from Fenty. This is the gloss bomb stick. Is that what she calls it? And this is in the shade Fussy. Is it Fussy? It's Fussy. Is it Fussy? What else? Let's do this one. This is from Lancome, and this is in the shade 36. Things are not swatching very well on my hand. I think it's because of all the wiping I did. Let's do this guy. Stayed from last time. This is ABH, and the shade is Rosy Mauve. This is the Lip Velvet. And I feel like this would be more appropriate for fall, but we'll see. We'll see if it gets its turn this time around. I'm going to do Pura Pura. This is in the shade 13. Ooh, that's so pretty. These leave such a beautiful stain too to the lips. Oh, gorgeous. Let's talk about, oh, I forgot this one. This is a matte one. This is Rose Ink and their Union. Maybe the formula is separated. Definitely. Smells good though. Wait. Ooh. Okay. I think maybe this one's gonna go in the garbage. I cannot. I cannot handle leaky products. Or maybe it's gonna have to stay standing up. That's such a pretty shade though. Let's do Hourglass. This is in the shade Wander. You know, the swatches on Ulta's website for these shades looked so dark. I was so worried. Then I'm like, dang it, I should have went with the little bit darker shade. It's all right. Shade Wander. Did I squish it? Nope. Um, let's do, I guess now we're entering gloss territory. Lip Maximizer from Dior. This is in the shade 12. I want to say this is the shade Rosewood, the name of the shade. I think that's what it's called. These are so pretty. We've got House Labs. This is in the shade Guava. What does she call these? PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze. Guava. We've got Buxom versus Rose Julep. Pretty. The Buxom ones I have a little bit of a problem with because I feel like they're so sticky. And this is Buxom, but this is Lip Plumper and the shade is clear. Plumping lip polish, sorry. That's so pretty. And then we've got Pat McGrath in the shade Aphrodisiac. The lightest of all. That's got some color to it, some pigment. Not as sheer as I thought it was going to be. And then we have Kiko Milano in the shade 07. I love these Kiko Milano lip glosses. They're so comfortable on the lips and they look really pretty. And then the last lip product I have is Summer Fridays, and this is in the shade Pink Sugar. Let's see. I have not swatched it. I haven't smelled it, which it smells really good, but too much. Mm. Mm. That smells so good. Tastes pretty good too. And I think this is it, you guys. This is everything I have in my drawer for this time around. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please make sure to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.